Hey everyone, good morning from the Netherlands. My name is Fabio, and in today's video we're going to be diving towards the Forex market and looking at the opportunities that the current market is possibly going to give us. So with that said, let's dive in, see what the market is doing and see if we can get any nice trades in. Looking at the dollar index is currently making a pullback up in towards approximately 102,500. So looking at the 4-hour time frame just real quick, we can see that we've seen a lower time frame trend change. So we saw this beautiful descending wedge over here located, and as we can see, we broke out of that wedge and are currently pushing up in towards the highs. So what do I expect next for this index to do, for the dollar index to do? Well, I expect that there's going to be a possibility that we're going to be taking out this liquidity high at 102,500 and then potentially going to see a dump back down further. Excuse me. So looking for a push up in towards the highs, taking out liquidity of this high, potentially moving further up in towards this daily area of supply, which is also a 4-hour area of supply, which previously just got missed by this liquidity high. So therefore I would not be surprised if we do take out that high and then the dump could potentially commence. So yeah, that's currently what I'm going to be waiting for, just seeing if we also seek some kind of nice wedge form up in towards the highs, potentially see another small dump today before then looking for another push up, something like that. But yeah, regardless of that wedge, I am still going to be looking for that takeout of that liquidity high of 102,500 and a potential even higher push in towards supply before looking for another dump back down in towards demand. So yeah, that is that from the dollar index. Let's have a look at Aussie dollar. So Aussie dollar, not much has been going on. As we can see, we've just been mirroring this clean move located over here. Quickly diving in towards the 4-hour. 4-hour also not really that interesting. What I can personally see though is that we do have some supply located over here on the 4-hour in this imbalance, and we're currently building up a lot of liquidity over here above this high. So currently price is just compressing, and we're probably going to see a fake out either on the low or on the high before then one of either directions is chosen. So keep an eye out for the low and the high of the range, and potentially the one on which the fake out happens. That's going to kind of indicate where Aussie dollar is going to be heading next. But yeah, we have a very nice area of supply located over here from where the major dump commenced. Now we're just building liquidation. So once we see liquidation tap in towards supply, we could look for a potential short back down in towards that area of daily demand. But yeah, for the rest, not really a very interesting pair which is on my radar. Major shorts are going to be taken once we come up above over here. So yeah, that's Aussie dollar. Then euro dollar. So euro dollar also not really that interesting. Was looking for a potential short to be taken once we got in towards this area of supply over here at around 1.08237. Still, yeah, if we tap in towards that area of supply, I will be looking for a potential short. Diving in towards the 4-hour. 4-hour, not much happening. All we can see is that price is pretty much just kind of starting to stall over here in this ascending corrective price action. For a short to be taken on my side, I would preferably still see a push up higher in towards that daily area of supply. But what I can already see is that we've, for instance, broken this low over here. So you could see this kind of as like an uptrend, right? Like push up, push down, push up, push down, push up, kind of like a wedge formation. And we're currently seeing kind of like the breakout of that wedge. Currently saw kind of like the retracement back up, and now potentially another dump commencing. That's also a possibility on your dollar. But yeah, the higher probability trade is just if we come from that area of daily supply. Then pound dollar, not really looking at anything, only going to be looking for potential long once we pull back down in towards 1.23183. Yeah, that's it from pound dollar. I would love to see a push down on this pair. As you can clearly see, we saw some very corrective price action in towards this high, currently breaking out of that wedge. So yeah, I would just love to see a short from here, see dump further down to then look for potential long once again once we come in towards that area of daily demand. Then Kiwi dollar, not much as well. All we're really seeing is just right? That corrective ascending price action once again, also breaking out of it, but Kiwi dollar is a little bit less favorable than pound dollar, I would say. This area of demand is not fresh, that area of supply is not fresh, so for me personally, not much to be said about this pair. Then let me see, last for gold. Yeah, so gold has an area of daily demand over here at 1823.95. Would love to see a potential long occur from there. Just keep in mind though that if you look at the 4 hour, this is pretty much the entire area of supply, right? This big dump before the big buy, and as we can see in the past, that's also what caused price to move up higher. Currently, what are we seeing? We're seeing a fake out on this liquidity low. So liquidity lows are always very strong when they occur next to a clean move, as is the case over here. So yeah, very nice to see that we did react once we took out the liquidity low, because look, if you go in towards the 1 hour time frame, for instance, what you'll see, stops get taken out, boom, straight away big reversal in towards the highs. If you just set an order on that liquidity low, that's already an easy, what is it, 50 pips. So just an example of how you could trade these liquidity lows. But yeah, looking at the current market and what I expect from gold, I am kind of preferring it to move a little bit lower, at least in towards this most recent, like over here, this most recent sell before the big buy. So there's still some room for a further dump on gold. Approximately 1824, 1823 is what I'm going to be looking at a minimum for that push down. So yeah, but I'm just preferring drawing these zones on the daily. So just keep that in mind when looking at gold. So yeah, once gold comes down lower in towards 1823.95, approximately 1824, then we can look for those potential longs. For the rest, any interesting pairs? Let me just quickly see. Yeah, so as we can see, Aussie yen is breaking out. Aussie yen gonna near that area of supply. Just keep in mind this is now valid demand, so if we do see a pullback, then we will be looking for longs once again. Beautiful 1, 2, 3 descending channel from where we've now broken out. Now we want to see kind of the retest and then a further long from demand. Let me see, Aussie New Zealand, nothing really. Oh yeah, so CAD yen is in supply, but supply is not fresh anymore. Euro Aussie, nothing. Oh yeah, pound CAD has been dumping pretty much as I kind of explained. Looking for longs once we see a further push down, so still needs to push further down. Pound Swiss, nothing really. Yeah, so Kiwi CAD, loving this liquidity being built up above this swing high. So if we do see another push up in towards that area of supply, these are going to be high probability shorts. Just keep that in mind. So yeah, that is pretty much it. Dollar yen is pulling back in towards supply, so potentially a short on this pair as well very soon, with liquidation happening on 129.784. Then we had Kiwi Swiss or dollar Swiss, nothing much. So yeah, dollar yen is pretty interesting for the day ahead, and Kiwi CAD could be interesting, pound CAD could be interesting. So yeah, some opportunities lining up, but yeah, nothing really for today major on my radar, to be honest. Just pretty much just waiting, looking for that euro dollar on the lower time frame potentially though, and looking at Aussie dollar as well for a potential short. Yeah, just keep that in mind. Aussie dollar, a potential short. So guys, that is it for today. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode. If you have any questions, as always, just let me know, and I wish you all a fantastic day. Thanks guys.